Today I'm having a quick play on my sketchbook with this gouache palette from Caran. It's been sitting in my art supplies for months. I think literally 6 months. I hadn't really worked with gouache a whole lot before, and several artists who I watch on YouTube had recommended the palette. It's good for traveling. It's not a liquid gouache, I guess you would say. It's not out of a tube. It's a hard dried pan. It does come with one tube of white, which you're seeing on the left side. I started off by swatching it to get an idea for how the gouache would move on the sketchbook paper. Some of the paints were very opaque and others read more like a watercolor. It took a little bit of adjustment, but overall, as I paint, you'll see in a moment, I really ended up liking this palette. Overall, I really liked how the paint moved and blended as I played with it. I was able to get different tones and values with ease. It feels somewhere in between acrylic paint and watercolor, kind of like a mix. And with the white gouache, which has really good coverage, I was able to mix and play and get nice, vibrant color overall. I experimented with layering in the painting, and I still have a bit to learn. I think I'm going to have to do some more research on using gouache so that I use it to its full potential. But I definitely feel like this is something that I will be mixing in with my other art supplies and layering in with my acrylic paints. And again, if I ever want to go and paint on the go, this palette seems ready-made for that. I can definitely pack it with ease and not worry about it making a mess in my bag. Here is the final result. I really love the colors. They're very vibrant. I think this palette is going to provide a bridge for me between my acrylic paints and my watercolors. One of the issues I've had with the watercolor selection that I currently have is that the colors are not as vibrant as I want. And this gives me that vibrancy, so I can easily mix and use these with watercolors. I love that many of the colors are very opaque, or I can water them down to get more of a watercolor effect with them. The white especially, it was great for adding in very thin highlights to certain portions of her face, but at the same time, I was able to use it in its opaque form as a pure white. I was able to easily mix it with the other paints and give them a little bit more of an opaque feel. Overall, again, it's a great palette. I recommend it if you are looking to try gouache. I have heard that gouache in the tube is even better than any gouache that comes in the hard pan form. So I'm going to try to find a nice selection, maybe a kit of gouache in the tube or a few tubes of certain colors that might complement these that I can play with and see if I like gouache in the tube even more than I like the hard pan. Otherwise, it was a nice, fun warm-up in my sketchbook today, and I'm ready to get into the studio. I hope you're going to be creating something today too. Thank you for watching.